All right. The lights are a little in the shot. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? I just adjust this. There we go. Okay, now you can't see my lights. Good. All right, y'all. Hello, hello. I'm just going to wait for some people to show up. I think I see one person. Hello, hello. Oh, hello, everyone. Hi. How's everyone doing? Welcome, welcome. We're waiting for more people to show up. I just want to say happy Pride Month. Today's Sunday. Happy Sunday. Hello, hello. Hi. I love you, Natalie. Thanks for supporting and loving my videos. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, thanks so much, Iceburn. I'm doing well, Haley Davis. You know, I had to get up and get ready, but I'm refreshed now. Hi, all from the UK. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. I love being able to reach people from far distances. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, you guys can start asking questions whenever. If you have one now, Katie. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday. What is everyone doing this Sunday? What's up? Anything new with my reptiles? Um, not really. Like they're just chilling. But what's new is I might be getting another one soon, but I can't say that too loud because someone I live with might not like that. So how have I been? I've been great. Oh my goodness. Oh, thanks so much, Ayana. Today I just rolled out of bed, but girl, thanks. I tried with the hair today. From California. Oh, I've always wanted to go from California. Today's your birthday. Oh my gosh. Happy birthday, Veronica. Hi from Ireland. Oh, that's so cool. That's like my dream place to go. Oh, thanks so much, Poppies. Hello from Scotland. Oh my gosh. Oh, thanks so much, Natalie. Oh, why are you worried, Joel? You just got a bearded dragon. Why are you worried, man? Let me know. Is it easier to care for a baby or an adult beardy? So that actually depends on you. So for baby dragons, they require a lot more feedings and they require more protein. So they're going to eat more bugs than an adult dragon will. For an example, a juvenile dragon will eat bugs every day or just about every day, like maybe not 1 or 2 days during the week, but every day. And then you still feed them like an offer salad during the week and every day, but they're going to eat bugs generally more because they're growing and they need their protein. Whereas for an adult dragon, they only eat bugs 2 to 3 times a week. I only feed it twice a week for bugs, and they get one feeding during that day of like a bunch of bugs, and that's just what they're used to. It fills them up, but they still get salad before that every day. So it just depends. I will say that I would not try to just jump into breeding because costing for a majority, like a bunch of new babies, is a lot of money, and a lot of people don't think about how much it costs. So just keep that in mind. It's just your preference. Me personally, I have had adult dragons because I've taken in all rescues, and for whatever reason, or I know the reason, people tend to give up adult dragons because they're not expecting this tiny little thing to grow so big and live so long. So I have had adult dragons. But I don't know, it just depends on you. All right. Does Belly watch anime? Belly is no longer living, but she used to watch whatever I watched, like cartoons, Futurama, Family Guy, anything I watched. I have two baby dragons, one Godzilla and one Reptar. That's awesome. I hope you do have them in separate tanks, though. Hello, you have been so helpful with me. Oh, thanks so much, Laura. I'm happy I've been helpful. Thanks so much for supporting. The pet store told me to feed my beardy mealworms. Should I? So there's a huge debate about mealworms and the bearded dragon community. So there is the side. There's like a couple different sides. There's the side that says where this is my side. You shouldn't feed them at all because they're not nutrition. Like they have no nutritional value and they have a ability to kill your dragon. Like just from the chitlin, which is the hard shell exoskeleton on the outside of the mealworm, they have a hard time digesting it. So then there's the side where they say that only baby dragons have a hard time eating them, and then they'll feed them to adult dragons, and some have been fine. In my case, my dragon that passed away, she was right along the lines of adult to juvenile, kind of like she was a full grown drag. Like she wasn't going to grow anymore, but she was still kind of along the lines of like in between when she passed away from eating those. So I would say no, because honestly, even as a treat, they have no nutritional value. Like, there's no point in feeding them to me. Like, why take the risk? So that's my opinion. But there are people that do feed them, and their dragon is fine. However, there are those that feed them and they aren't. I was one of those. So I personally advocate for no mealworms. Oh, you love my piercings? Thanks. I actually get a lot of criticism on this one right here. They're like, "Oh, you look like a bull." I'm like, "Thanks. I haven't heard that before." Like, do I have a boyfriend? Well, that is personal. I don't have a boyfriend. I'm from Texas. That's cool. Texas. I have family in Texas. Wow, I didn't expect you to say my name right. Do people say it wrong? Oh, I'm sorry. Hi from I just stuttered. I'm sorry. Hi from Chicago, you said. Hello. Hello from Texas. You're absolutely gorgeous, and I love your beauty care videos. Oh, thanks. That's so sweet. South Carolina. I've been there. That's awesome. My lizard will only eat carrots. Carrots should only be fed occasionally. I would definitely offer other things because carrots can upset the stomach and cause them to vomit. Not all will, but it can happen, which is why I definitely give a little disclaimer there. It can also make like the poos very orange and chunky, like not look right. So just be mindful of that, which isn't a problem with the poo. It's just I'm just saying what carrots can do. So I would definitely offer different foods. Like they need more variety and they need bugs for sure. Otherwise, they will deteriorate. Hi from Williamsburg, Virginia. Wow. Well, hello. Getting a little close to me. Oh, Haley, I'm from Ireland too. Oh, see, look at y'all connecting. Hello, I'm from Ryshin. You probably never heard of it, but yes, hi. You're right. I have not heard of that, but I would love to educate myself. Where is that? Help me learn this. My baby bearded dragon won't eat his dubious and only crickets. What should I do? So, actually, some dragons prefer certain bugs, just like we might prefer certain foods. Like some of us are vegetarians, some of us are whatever. But bearded dragons, they definitely need bugs. Don't make them vegetarians. But I'm just saying they have different preferences. So my Nixie girl, she prefers like little wiggly creatures instead of the ones that hop. So she's going to go for a worm before she will go for a cricket, if that makes sense. So it just depends on what they like, and you have to give them a different variety and switch it out as well because they do get bored of certain things, just like you and me. Like I would hate to eat spaghetti all the time. Like I love spaghetti, but it would get boring after a while, just as crickets would get boring after a while. We're feeding the same salad. They could just completely stop eating that because they're bored of it. So that does happen. Just understand that they do have, different preferences too, even though they are a dragon, you know. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Kingly. Kinley. Should I feed my beardy mealworms? But so should I? Okay, I answered that a little earlier. My beardy is very fat. I don't know why though. Well, how many bugs are you feeding them? It depends on, they can get fatty liver disease very easily from owners feeding too many bugs and protein, and also feeding things like too much bee pollen, which can also cause fatty liver disease and like put on a lot of weight. So you need to be careful on what you're feeding them, which is why nutrition is so very, very, very important. Feed bugs only 2 to 3 times a week. I only feed twice a week for adult dragon, and feed salads the rest of the week every day. And then for juvenile dragons, you feed them bugs every day except for maybe 1 or 2 days during the week, and you feed them. You still offer salads throughout the week, but they're generally going to be eating more bugs for juveniles. Okay. Is a 2-year-old Beardy considered an adult? Yes. Yes, they are considered an adult. I have a juvenile. I like your necklace. Thanks so much. Pride Month, represent. Oh, and by the way, I just want to comment on this because I don't know what it is about me, and because I represent Pride Month, yes, every month, because everyone deserves to be accepted and feel loved and all of that. But that does not mean I'm a lesbian. I don't know. I, I, you know, like, I mean, I may be a little girl, but I'm not fully. Come on, like, I'm not just because you support something doesn't mean you are something. Does that make sense? Anyways, well, that's for this is a lizard channel. I have one baby bearded dragon and big one named the big ones names are Reptar and Godzilla. Awesome. That's awesome. What about stress marks? Oh, so stress marks can be caused by many different things. One, stress, them also trying to darken their color to suck in more heat because they're cold or they're just like there's heat and they're trying to get to the optimum temperature. Um, it can also mean that they are ill. It can mean that they are hurt. It can also mean that they are upset or that they are frightened, kind of like in defense mode. Like if, for example, if a bird flies over or whatever, they'll like puff out and turn dark and everything. That's like their defense mechanism. So there's a bunch of different reasons, but those are some of them. My bearded dragon has been sleeping all day the past couple days, but she isn't going into her log. She's just sleeping on her branch. She's eating perfectly fine so far, but I don't know what to do. That's perfectly fine. They can sleep wherever they want to. They're not going to sleep in the same spot every day. They're going to sleep in the most weird positions. Sometimes they're even going to sleep in positions that makes them look dead because that's just what they do. Trust me, I have had moments where I like watched their breathing just to make sure they were alive. So it's they're just, you know, they have a lot of character. So don't fret over that. I'm trying to convince my parents for a beardy. Well, they are a great starter reptile, I believe, at least in my own opinion. But I am a little biased because that was my like first reptile, so a little biased. Um, but yeah, I don't know how to convince them, but they're cool and they don't cost a lot of money after you actually pay for the equipment. Paying for the equipment, a little pricey, but after that, maintaining them really isn't a lot of money. And it can teach you responsibility depending on how old you are, which is great for parents. And yeah, so those are my pointers to help you possibly for your parents. I've tried so much to get my baby bear to eat her veggies, such as using bee pollen and putting treats in it, and I've had no luck for the past 2 weeks. Well, how long have you had her? So, has it been only 2 weeks since you had her, or has it been longer? So, you need to definitely still keep offering. Because if you don't keep offering, they're not going to know what it is. Definitely keep trying like to wiggle it because my dragons still, even though they know what it is, they know what it tastes like. They know I still have to like stick my little finger in there and wiggle it around. Otherwise, they're not interested. They'll just like stare at me, just like, yeah, because they're spoiled and they're just characters. You gotta baby them a little bit and you gotta just find what works because something that works for one dragon won't always work for the other. Like my dragons, I have different ways of or different little tricks on caring for them because they have different personalities and different preferences and different, so it's still the same general care, but there's different things they like and different things I have to do to get them to eat. So you just have to find what they like. It's an adventure. Okay. Ooh. Oh, thanks so much, King Sanji or King Sanij. I am so sorry. I am so sorry for pronouncing that wrong. Aw. There was stuck shed on the top of my girl's head that fell off today. The scales underneath are raised. What can I do about that? Um, it sounds like you irritated the scales underneath, or maybe not. I can't really help without seeing it. Like I can just sit here and be like, oh, it could be this all day. But if you send it to my social media accounts, I can help better. uh, because I'll actually be able to see it and then I can assist you from there. But with that being said, I am not a vet, so it is always best to go to a vet for these kinds of medical scares. Can I keep a baby in a 76 gallon? Because I would only like to spend the money only if I have to. So that's going to be really overwhelming for a baby dragon. I would definitely, if you're going to do that, split like the tank in half with like a separator or something and just use half of it until they grow some. And then you can take the divider out and then use the rest of the tank. Um, but I mean, it really depends on the dragon, but that's can be very overwhelming for like such a small little tiny baby, but they do grow very quickly. So if you do the divider thing, you could just, you know, make it bigger over time. I don't know what this was, but that was supposed to. Hopefully, you get it. I just got a 2-year old dragon a few weeks ago. Your channel has been a huge help. I've never had a reptile before. I got him and the entire setup from a friend of mine who felt he needed more attention. Oh, well, I'm so happy. Anani? Oh, Anonymous. Ha! I like that. I like your name. I okay, yeah. Well, that's awesome, Anonymous. Hi, Shauna. I don't have a water dish in my enclosure, but the humidity is still at 35%. Any tips for lowering it? 35% is fine. Honestly, like I say around like usually I say I think around like 25 35 to 30%, but like 35-40% really is not going to hurt them. Like it depends on how old they are. It depends on where they have also been like raised. Because, for example, if you take them from a very dry area, ship them to an area that's very humid, that drastic change is going to probably cause issues. Now, for a dragon that has been raised in that humid area, they're 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 generally going to be fine. But that's not to say you shouldn't watch the humidity. That's why I still say it. But like my humidity sometimes fluctuates anywhere from, I don't know, 25 to sometimes 40% sometimes. And my dragons have been fine. I also live in a super freaking humid area. Um, so I go outside and like sometimes we have humidity of like 60. Um, it's just the way it is. And I take them in and they're fine for like 30 minutes outside. You just want to watch it and make sure they're not subjected to it for long term. So 35% in the tank, that's not going to hurt them. They are fine. They will be fine. Now, just if you see issues, is when you should start to like lower it. But if they're not having issues and they're fine in 35%, you good. You're good. Your dragon is fine. Do I watch anime? Yes. Well, recently I haven't been, but like I was a huge Tokyo Ghoul fan until the next season came out, and then I don't know, it just wasn't as good, and I was really sad because like the first season was so like, and the next season was like, yeah. So yeah. But yes, I've watched a few different types of anime. I'm into those gorier animes. um, do, 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 do. Let me see. answered some of these. Uh, when should I bathe my dragon? I got him yesterday. So, I would, I mean, I guess wait a week. Unless they look like they're really grungy and like really need a bath, like I would wait a week. For me, depending on again if they look grungy or not, like if they look dusty, grungy, nasty, I'm gonna put them straight in like the tub real quick, just rinse them off, put them in the tank, then leave them be for a week, and then I'll go into the giving them a little soak or scrub whenever needed during the week. So I always bathe my dragons twice a week for like 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes if they need it. Like, I only go like 20 minutes if they, excuse my dog barking in the background. I only go 20 minutes if they have shed issues. So that's my dog Cosmo in the background. Excuse that. Let me see. Should I get a baby or an adult? That is completely up to you. I'm from Texas and I love your videos, and I have a bearded dragon named Godzilla and Reptile. That's awesome. Whew. Let me see. Let me go to the bottom of this. Wow. Okay. Oh, wait. Did I miss? Ah, Elle. I didn't even know you were in here. I was like at the very top. Well, hello, Elle. Love you so much. Hey, girl. Ah, well, thanks so much. How much bugs should a 6-month-old beardie eat each day? So they should be eating as much as they can eat in a 15-minute span. So usually for baby dragons like that, I guess I would feed them at least twice a day for bugs. Um, 3 times a day I think is pushing it a little bit, but it's good for like the really like tiny tiny itty bitty babies to eat like 3 times a day because they're so tiny and they only eat a little bit. And so for a 6-month old, I would definitely feed at least twice a day in 15-minute spans for as much as they can eat within that span, but like make sure they're not like shoveling it and like choking themselves or anything, because like they will sometimes eat so fast that they're like inhaling it. So be careful of that. I've definitely had to make my dragon slow down a few times. Is it necessary to put a water dish inside the enclosure to drink for my dragons to drink? I'm from the Philippines. It is not necessary. I do not have water dishes in any of my reptiles tanks, including the aromatics. I just don't, because I also give them baths twice a week. I also give them sometimes little drops of water in the nose. They don't even take the drops of water in the nose a lot, but that's also because their water content should be coming from their diet. So if you are giving them as much salad as they should be getting per week, and also their bugs are hydrated, their water content shouldn't, like, it should be fine. Like, you shouldn't have to give them a whole bunch of extra water. Now, if they are wanting to drink water in the bathtub and stuff, let them. Like, just that means they need it, obviously. So, if that is happening, try to think of where you can add more water to their diet to help them not need as much outside water, if that makes sense. Will my dog eat my bearded dragon? It depends. It has definitely happened before. Do you watch movies with Nyx and Aether? I definitely do. What do you consider baby and adult? So, 10 months to a year is where you should start switching over to the adult dragon diet. Um, but they are not technically, so it's like confusing. Like, you don't want to switch over to the adult dragon diet until they are 10 months to a year, but they are not technically fully mature until they are 2 years old. So, there's that. Aww. Well, Elle, I love you so much. I just adore you. Oh my goodness. And for anyone that doesn't know, go follow Elle's channel. She is just the best. I just love her so much. Like, she is by far my best YouTube friend. Probably one of my best friends in real life. So, do I like anime? I covered that earlier. Yes, I watch anime, just very gory ones. But this is a lizard channel. I don't want to get into like the gory things. Um, my beardy is so thin, he's eating. Well, what are you feeding? Are you feeding enough protein? It just depends. So just contact me on my social media and we can try to get a diet set up for you. And I have 5 more minutes, you guys, until I'm a head off of here because we will be at 30 minutes. Any advice on getting my 4-year-old Beardy to stop eating properly, to start eating properly again and gaining weight? He has recently had a bad mouth infection and still not eating right. So, depending on what meds you are giving, that can also affect it. And also, since it's in the mouth, it kind of explains why he doesn't want to eat. So, are they still sore? You said bad. So how long ago was the mouth infection? Like how have they had time to heal? Like have you been giving soft foods instead of trying to feed those hard foods if they have a mouth infection? Because if they have a mouth infection, I would 100% go for a slurry. And if you don't know what a slurry is, go watch the video on my channel. I will try to link it later. I can't link it right now because we're in a live, but I'll link it I think it's this side. I'll link it somewhere. um, yeah. So go watch the slurry video. Okay, let's be appropriate in the comments. Do I have a TikTok? I so I do. I tried it, but I don't understand it really. Like I tried it. I made one little video with Aether doing a little head bob thing, and it was like yeah, I don't know. It was one thing. I can't even remember my name. I think my name on TikTok is like One Go Alex's Random Entertainment. If it's not Alex's Random Entertainment, then it is LizardGuru. It's one of the two. But I have one video on there and I haven't used it since, but I do have one. Yeah, I can't promise that I'll keep using that. Are pebbles good for substrate? No bueno. No, 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 no. Loose substrate in general is not good unless you're going to go for the what is it called? Bioactive substrate. It totally just left me for a second. Unless you're going to go for bioactive substrate, I would not recommend using loose substrate because you have the potential of impacting your beauty with that one. It's not their natural substrate. You can have issues with losing nails on those hard substrates, which happens a lot more than you would think. I've had issues with nails and all of that. You can also have scale issues and other little issues that you just wouldn't even imagine that come up, like them getting stuck. I just would not recommend loose substrate, period. Can I have a beardy and a cat in the same house, or would it be too dangerous? I love your vids. Whoops. So with that, there's a lot of instances that I've had where cats have gotten into enclosures. Cats have sat on top of screens and collapsed them. Cats have opened enclosures and eaten beardies. Um, I'm, well, no, I don't want to say that. I don't have cats. I will leave it at that. Nor will I ever get a cat. I don't think cats and reptiles mix. I, that's my opinion. Mm. If you haven't already, could you make a video on vocabulary for us new owners? Vocabulary, do you mean stuff like the scientific terms, like for example, bearded dragon, Pagonovidiceps, or stuff like that? If so, then yes. Can I contact you on Instagram? For sure. Hi from Delaware. Well, hello. Doot, 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 doot. My two cats don't really care about my beauty. That's good. And in some instances, that is great, but that's not always the case. I've heard 50-50 results. So just putting that out there, I'm letting you know both sides. Aww. That's so sweet, Mythic Legacy. That's so sweet. Do you do Pinterest? I do not. What kind of tile do you recommend for enclosures? I mean, regular tile, anything that you can get from a store. In my tanks, I don't have tile. I have textured vinyl. They are ones that I didn't peel and stick. Like all of mine, I can actually pick up. Okay. So I've never had any issues with them. I've never had any, because there's a lot of debate on with the peel and stick ones where there's fumes that come up and can, be an issue for reptiles. But I've had these in here for a year and some change now, and I've never had any medical issues, anything like that. But I also did not peel and stick. I left the covers on the bottom and I'm able to pick them up and clean under them because I'm also a germaphobe and I don't like the idea of anything getting in crevices that I can't get to because germs and ooh. Yeah, so um I recommend you can just use regular tile, you can use vinyl. If you use like vinyl laminate, make sure it's textured. Alrighty, you guys. So, with that being said, that is my time for today. We are at past 30 minutes now. Thank you so much for joining me. I want to say happy Pride Month again. Um, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Happy Sunday and stay healthy and safe out there. And yeah, mwah, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye, y'all.